Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to what will be the last episode of FPL Don't Panic before the start of game week 16. Here we go. It's nearly upon us. What is it? It's Friday afternoon here in New Zealand. I am actually once again away for the weekend. So just want to get this last one in, cover off a few things. So in breaking news, I did decide to take another hit. To bring it in Becker. I've been whinging about Henderson pretty much since the start of the season. I've just decided to do it. A number of reasons. And I know the purists amongst you will go, what the hell are you doing, Desmond? And I may well be going and doing that to myself on Monday morning. Could have my hands in my head going, what the hell did you do? Here is my logic. I don't think Henderson's going to keep a clean sheet. I don't think Fabianski's going to keep a clean sheet. I think Liverpool will keep a clean sheet. It gets this transfer out of the way. It's one that I want to do because I'm going to need transfers in the future. And this team, the way it is set up, I really do just need Isak to come good, Enzo to come good. Becker, I don't think he's going to get a 12-pointer. But for the hits that I've taken, it's 12, it's a lot. I know. This team is set up for at least the next 5, but as much as 10 game weeks, just with the odd little change here and there to adjust it. The numbers I've crunched on that, they show the best averages that I've produced so far. Now it's football. We've got 11 random players going out there every week, and you're hoping to get lucky. That's what we do. We try and create a situation where we can be lucky and get good returns. You know, FPL is largely a game of luck, and we try to create the best conditions for ourselves so that we can be lucky. And this team, for me, I love it. I literally love it. I did something very, very similar last season. Again, it was a season where I was messing around. It wasn't as structured or as planned, but it was around game week 15 last year after I'd been messing around for pretty much 15 game weeks, and I was languishing somewhere down in 7th or 8th millionth. And I did something like this, I would call it my epiphany moment, where I had built up, which I have done deliberately this year, deliberately built up a decent squad value. I don't think there's too many people can actually reach this team easily, and as each week goes by, it is going to become more and more difficult to get to as the Arsenal defenders go up. I mean, they're almost going up every couple of days now. Obviously Salah, Palmer, Saka, everyone's got them now, but they continue to rise in price. Enzo is already going up in price. It's like Bournemouth will be gone up 4.9. He's gone up, I think it'll be 5.1 before the end of the week. Also, Ahmad, who again had a fantastic game for, I thought, United's best player this morning in a pretty crappy performance apart from that last 30 minutes. You know, Ahmad's going up in price. Isak's going up in price. This team will not be easy to get to. Now is the time to pull the trigger, just do it. And honestly, it was just driving me mad. I did my earlier hits and was feeling actually really good about it. And the Becker one was just eating at me the last day or so. So, you know what? Get it out of the way, get it done. Because now I can actually focus on what I believe we may need to be prepared for about game 18, 19, 20. I don't want to do it, but I'm hoping that this team will do well, that I don't need to worry about the thing that we need to be prepared for. And what we need to be prepared for, in my opinion, is the re-emergence of Haaland. Now, sort of already been doing some numbers around this, but imagine a world where Haaland does start scoring again. Suppose we get post-Xmas City, as has happened season on season. Now, I'm not so sure it'll happen this year. So it is a little bit different this year. City are actually poor. In previous seasons where they've been a little bit off the pace, they've only maybe lost 1, maybe 2 games before Christmas and had a couple of draws, and they're maybe 4, 5, 6 points off the pace. Then they get their post-Xmas run going. This is not the same City side. I will absolutely admit to that. But supposing they do get that run going again, and supposing Haaland does start to bang, because his expected goals have been pretty good. Now, there's a lot of teams out there still have the Salah and Haaland combo, and a lot of them, there's quite a few still sitting in that sort of top 100k. If Haaland starts banging, Salah's still going, and if they've got a Saka or whoever, and a lot of them do have, and they have got then those weaker players, your Rodgerses, etc., 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 your 4.5 million defenders, they're still hanging in there. If they suddenly have Haaland going up with 2 or 3 goals a game, Salah still going, Saka or Palmer banging, and their other ones doing okay, they're going to be on like 70 points after from 3 or 4 players, with the rest to come. So I'm not saying it's something we need to do. I'm saying it's something we just need to have in our armoury, and the only way to do that is to have some transfers up your sleeve. And that really is my next plan, is to do nothing, let this team roll for at least 5 game weeks, and just only if there's injuries or stuff like that do transfers. But that team to me looks like that should be hitting my 70-point average generally per week. It's football, we don't know for sure that's going to happen, but the numbers of crunch show that it should, in theory, be hitting it, and maybe there might even be a few mega hauls in there. It's got all the right elements. It's got all the right elements. We'll see how it pans out. We roll the dice, we take our chances, and we'll see what happens. The other thing I just wanted to touch very briefly on today, I'm a little bit hoarse today, actually. God knows how I'm going to go. It is a party weekend. The other thing I just wanted to touch briefly on, I'm not going to go into the intricacies, is that thing? The intricacies of all the rules around it, but the new chip. That's an interesting one. I don't think it wasn't what I expected, but actually, now I think about it, that's exactly what we should have expected. They waited so long to announce it, all the furore or whatever, etc. If they'd just come out with something very, very simple, like a free hits with unlimited budget or something like that, well, why don't you just tell us at the beginning of the season? Yeah, this one is obviously a little more complex. Certainly doesn't just suit the casual player or the not engaged manager, but I guess if you guys are listening to this, and I'm sure you listen to other content providers as well, you're amongst what we could call engaged managers. You're going to have the time to think about it and utilize it to get the best bang for your buck out of it. Some of the things, obviously, it's you choose a manager, you get 3 game weeks in a row. There are points if your manager wins or draws, and there's a point for every goal scored. If your manager beats a team 5 places above you, 5 places or more above you, then you get, I think it's 10 points, and an additional 10 points. Is that 16 points? Am I reading that? Like 16? And this is the one. If that is correct, I think it is. I know it's obviously look at the double game weeks. A little bit of a pain in the backside now that I think about it, with that extra double game week now for Liverpool, particularly for those like me who have used, and unfortunately in my case wasted, their triple captain. That's a massive opportunity for anyone that held on to their triple captainers. But other than that, back to this assistant managership. Yeah, there'll be some double game weeks, could be useful. You've got to pay money for your manager, 1,500. 1.5 million, a million, 500,000. Obviously, depending on the level of the manager you go for. So obviously, going for a slot or whatever, and you in a decent run of fixtures could be a really good opportunity there for goals and points for a goal scored. My thinking on this is a little bit different. I know most of the content providers I've listened to have said, yeah, that's sort of where they'd be looking to use it. Got a little bit of a different thought around it, particularly that 16 points for a win. The old beach football season, just the end of the season, sort of, around game week 35, 36, 37, 36, 37, 38, when teams are really sort of, on the beach, a lot of them. You get some weird results. You've got teams fighting against relegation, against teams, I don't know if it would be this, but, Leicester playing at Brentford, who we know are crap away from home, and Leicester are just a point away from survival. Win a 2-3-0 win. Bang, 16 points for the goal. Get a couple of those. So my temptation is hang on to it. But we've got a long way to go yet. I may end up using it in a double game. I might need the points. But if things are going okay, we're ticking along okay, and we're hanging in there in that top 100, top 100k, feels to me that this could be a very, very useful chip to hang on to right to the bitter end, and then try and target those teams that are maybe running into a bit of form, fighting their way out of relegation, and playing, sort of those mid-table sort of teams. just a thought. It's a very, very early thought, but maybe just one to put in the box and have a look at another day. That's kind of it, I think, really. So it's, as usual, a little bit waffly. I've got to get myself organised to head out of Auckland again. I will be back before the game week kicks off. I might even do a live stream this live stream watch along. I'll put a link up if I do, and if any of you want to join me, it'd be great. And it could be me and Cameron shouting and jumping up and down. Just together for a few hours, but anyone that wants to join in, if I do put it up, it'd be great to have you on board. Listen, that's it. Have a fantastic game week. Going to be a nerve-wracking one for me with the -12. I think I've done the right thing. I don't know. Could be crying on Monday morning. Listen, have a fantastic game week, folks. Take care, play your own game, have fun, and above all else, do not panic. We'll see you on the flip side with our game week review. Take care. Bye-bye.